Again, business not as usual will continue in both Hollywood and broadband telecom. Hollywood, I believe, is going to continue to weaken from this illicit copying until someone outside Hollywood comes up, and there have been a lot of people, but these solutions that come up eventually emerge in a realizable form, in a way that actually adapts with broadband, and implicit there is broadband's problems also get solved, and that is a key underlined 3 times sort of statement. Telecom itself, I believe, is going to move forward anemically unless or until these return on investment issues are dealt with, and these are big issues. Broadband is progressively going to include more limitations. The peak and average bit rates that people are unable to consume are going to be maybe not as much. So the early broadband guys get the wide open pipe and they can pump stuff down it, but as more people adopt broadband and they're pumping things down it, and the telecom guys are or aren't making money, one of the things to watch out for, and it's already happening in Canada and Australia, is you've got load limits on your monthly utilization of your DSL. If you want a higher load limit, you pay more.
Ah, okay.
2 gigabytes a month, 1 gigabyte a month.
Is that bad?
Is it bad? I'm just saying I think it's going to be necessary, and watch for the development of that, because it may be, if you're an investor, I heard somebody recently invested in New Zealand because they have, legally you can't have inflation there. Well, we've been through a boom cycle, and so New Zealand hasn't had their big boom, so they've been a pretty good investment now. So I'm saying it's probably going to be important and smart for companies to be employing that type of an approach, because broadband itself, I believe, economically has cost scalability issues, and if you do not have appropriate parameters to enable the scalability to be managed, meaning that if all of your users use that 368 or T1 data rate full throttle, 24 hours a day, you're going to be out of business, or you're going to be the government, and the government's going to be hurting. So I think it's important. I'm just saying I'm predicting that those will come about. And to the extent that they do, I think it's a good thing, because otherwise we're going to be in a poorly managed economic telecom, and those companies that will not have those will more likely be the ones that are losing more money and will tend to go out of existence. And just the momentum of a bust means that telecom's going to have a hard time getting the investments to do new interesting things. So I think the policymakers do play a very important role here. Again, it's secondary to the fundamental economics and technologies, but they're going to have a hard time figuring this all out, because this is not all that simple. But fortunately, there are a lot of think tanks that are promulgating all sorts of things, and I just wanted to throw my own thoughts here into the hat to try to make some sense of it. And I think that what will happen is in the telecom area, they'll continue believing in the short term that there's going to be a turnaround coming soon, and therefore they're going to aim to try to get this return to stability and economic health. But I would say watch out for the possibility that the turnaround may not be there if we're dealing with plank roads, and that policymakers around the globe will probably make different concessions to the man of Hollywood, and that the result will become more and more clear how important global harmonization will be. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Rudy, very much. Any questions anyone have for him? Before you walk away, we like to recognize the effort our speakers put in, so we'd like to give you this little memento for your time you spent here. Appreciate it. You bet, thank you. And thank you all for coming. This is a time, does anyone have any projects they want to announce? It's not going on record.
Can I make a comment about the talk?
Sure.
Towards the end, it occurred to me that the whole technology issue is kind of a side issue. What I see as the major issue is that the entertainment industry realizes that the value that they have, the only value that they have, is exclusive control over their content. And anything that threatens that, they will fight tooth and nail to prevent, whether it's broadband or computers or what have you. And if we focus the discussion on the technology, I think we're sidestepping a real issue. And We gotta bring that up again and again.
Let me add to that, because you know,